Hello Spider Peeps. Okay, in this video I'm going to be playing with one of these. Now I was at somewhere where one of these was given as a present, and they're like a sort of like helicopter droney thing, but they're just completely autonomous, but not in a good way. And I saw someone turn this on and it flew straight up and tangled itself in his wife's hair. So yeah, not for the faint-hearted, these things. But I got hold of this one, saw them and thought, well, I want to play with this. So when I plug it in, let's just do that. A little charge light comes on. That's fine, and I've left that on for ages and it stays red. So I think that is fully charged. On the bottom, there's this little switch which should make it fly, but it's not doing so. So on this video today, I'm going to do a what's inside. I mean, we can get some idea of what's inside it. Let's take it apart. Maybe we can even fix it. So I thought this was stuck together, but I noticed that there's some teeny little screws at the bottom of these holes, and I thought that would definitely get to it. I've got some precision screwdrivers somewhere as well. Let's get them. Oh, I've got a horrible feeling about this, that these are all Torx. Although, look, I've put one in there. Hey, will that work? Let's see whether that gets to the bottom of it. Yes, it does. All right, so we'll use that one. Looks like I had this from some project and put it in with these so I wouldn't lose it. Good job, Spidermaf. The construction on this is interesting because I think these things, they've got weights on the end, and these are attached mechanically to the bit that holds the propellers. So as this spins, that will theoretically keep that level against the ground, I think, as will that. So it sort of steers itself the same way, and then probably it changes the speed of the motor to make it go up and down, and that's all it should do really, but it was a bit more haphazard than that. All right, so let's get into this. Thankfully it's a Phillips screw at the bottom. Quite a few of these screws in here. Yeah, the fourth one. Oh, that's good. It's not glued together as well. I can feel this cracking apart. That's the fourth screw. Let's put them over there. Stick them all to the end of the screwdriver, which is magnetic, so I don't lose them. Although that probably means I'll pick the screwdriver up. All right, so this is what I expected to see inside. So there's a control board down the bottom, which we know, which is where we plug the charger. There's a motor, which, let's just see whether this is, yeah, so the motor isn't stalled, so the motor should be working. And all of that linkage there. Now there's a lithium cell that looks a little bit fat, but actually it looked fat through this because it had all these strange little reflectors on it. But yeah, this lithium cell looks okay. And then we've got well, I'm not sure what this is. So it looks like that might be some kind of emitter or possibly a receiver for infrared maybe, and this is the opposite of that. So I know with this the idea was you put your hand underneath it and it flies up more, and likewise if it comes down to the ground it must sense the reflection and bounce up again. There's no other method of steering it, so I think the idea is it's what are they called, that gyro stabilizes it or something. All that the controls are is speeding this up or down to give it lift or let it fall. So let's take this bit off so I can have a look on this and see whether we've got power coming out. So are all of the things attached? Well, there's only 2 wires to the motor, and then I assume the other 2 wires are to the battery. So there's a white and a red to the battery. Let's see if I've got any voltage coming from the battery. It's a bit hard to get on the camera, this. I want to not have to solder it, although the solder does look a bit dull on this. I have had it a few years, so it never worked. Yeah, see that the solder connectors are a bit dull. So I wonder whether there might be a dry joint in there. Oh no. I've left this on. So it's run out of batteries. Yeah, go and get another one. Emergency backup multimeter engaged. Okay, so let's check for any voltage coming out of this. I think I've got enough play there. So it's these two. Oh, interesting. Did you see that? Even connecting that. Are these the right things? Yeah, white and... I think it's white and red. But we've got no power coming out of the battery by the looks of it. And then this here is the motor. So maybe if I put the motor on this to just check there's continuity, there should be. Yeah, so the coil in the motor's okay, but it looks like we've got nothing coming out of the battery. Let's put that back on voltage. It's doing something, but not a lot. So if I plugged it in, are we getting voltage on those terminals? So that's plugging it in. We're getting some voltage through because the little LED's lit up. But let's see if there's any voltage going into those terminals. There is. I wonder if there's a dry joint there. There's a little bit just there. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. So you see that lead there? To me, that looks like a dry joint. Try and take the voltage from the wire as opposed to the solder point. So that one was all right. Let's unplug the power. So that one was okay. And then I can grab onto the wire. And I'm now getting voltage. I reckon that's a dry joint there. I'm going to throw caution to the wind now and solder this up. Now, of course, the danger of this is this gives it a circuit, it'll start spinning. But because that was so low, I don't reckon that's got enough to turn the motor. If this has got some kind of cell protection in it, then I think this won't start. If it starts, this is going to get exciting, actually. And if it starts, I want this on camera. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I think all I've got to do really, I'm going to hold on to this as hard as I can and just put a blob of solder on here. This solder doesn't look good. Let's just unplug that a little bit. In fact, it looks like that hole, just a teeny little bit of wire coming out of that. I wonder if all that wire is broken. No, it is a teeny little bit of wire. What I'll do is I'm just going to get the old solder off this. It didn't want to come off. Sorry about my hand in the way. I'll just try this again. I think that's very old rubbish solder, so putting some of my lead solder on it. Nice juicy lead solder. Okay, so this might get a bit hot. It might get a bit exciting. Well, let's just check that. So if I'm shorting that out, if I'm connecting that, it's not triggering the motor. So just for the fun of it, at least I've got my Spidermaf logo on the screen if this goes wrong. All right. So am I now getting voltage from this? Let's connect that to the two solder joints. Yes. So I am getting a bit of voltage back now. So I think that was the problem. I'd like to do the same with that joint there, but that's going to be harder when if that comes off, that's going to be harder. But I think that one's working. All right, so all I've got to do now is plug this in. I wonder if the switch does anything now. No, we don't know about the switch yet. So I'm going to plug that in, and leave that charging, and we'll come back in an hour or so and see whether there's more charge on the battery. Of course, because of the magic of editing, that will be now. Was that the same hand? Okay, tidied up a little bit. The LED is still on, it's still showing as red. And I've kept on coming in to check that this battery is not too hot. It's about a couple of hours later now. As this is such a little LiPo, I think this might be charged. So one thing I wanted to do was to get a reading off this. So let's go in there again if I can do it. Hang on, let's get the probes the right way around. See whether I can pick up a voltage off that. Oh, there you go. 4. Let's bring that down a bit. 4 volts, 4.11. I think the maximum for a LiPo is 4.2, isn't it? So yeah, I think we're virtually there now. So I'm going to unplug this and then see what the voltage is on it. So hopefully when I unplug this, it won't start up. I don't think it will. Okay, so it's not doing anything. So there's no voltage going into the battery now. So if I measure this now, I should just be getting the voltage from the battery. It's there somewhere, isn't it? There we go. Right, I'm getting 3.6. So it's still not charged, but I mean, this was completely flat. Probably too flat for the battery. Probably I'd need to leave this for another couple of hours. I'm just going to try something though. This may well be dangerous. Let's just hold that, and I'm going to turn the switch on and see what happens. Probably chaos. So on you go. Okay, right. So now I've got 2 lights on. I've got I've got a green light over there, a blue light here. Well, it was a blue light, it's gone off now. And a red light. So it's doing something different than it did last time. So let's turn this off again. And I'll leave this for another couple of hours. Let's try something different this time. Okay, this doesn't look good. This is still glowing red. Let's turn it off. And this is the next day, so it's been charging all night. Let's just see how much charge we've got in it. And there. So 3.98. So it's gone up quite a bit, but it might be that this LiPo cell has had it, because it never charged from new. It's been flat for a long time probably. So maybe that's as high as we can get it. So does it do anything? All right, let's move these bits out the way. So I'm going to turn this on. Could be painful. So turn this on. All right, so it's different from previously because it's got a little blue LED there. Not flashing very much. A green LED on the bottom, very much red on the top there. So it's better than it was. I mean, it's got a charge. It has charged up. So let's turn this off and let's get this. I don't know whether that's expanded at all. I'd have to check it off the first video. Doesn't seem to be. It's not hot. I think that's got something working anyway. So I'm going to put this back together because it might be it's got some sensor in, so it only turns on when it's upright. I don't know. So let's see. It's probably going to be that way, is it? Yeah. How about some light music for your listening pleasure while I'm reassembling this? All right, so that went together well. So you see at the bottom, you can see it now. We've got the little charging port. I did plug it in just to make sure that that still works, whether we've still got a red light on it, if I've got the power turned on. So that's still working. I mean, that was working before, wasn't it? So does this work if I turn this on? So that's better than it was previously. And I've got a blue. Yeah, so will it do anything if I turn it on while it's this way? Nothing. That's disappointing. I wondered whether if it felt upward motion it would start, but nothing. I mean, it's a pretty LED light bulb now, but that's it. Oh well, so I'm sad I can't show you this working, but it was worth a try trying to fix it. I think maybe that pouch cell has had its day. I could try putting a different battery in it to see whether it flew better if it had a fully charged battery, but maybe that's a bit too much hassle for this. Maybe this just needs to be consigned to the rubbish, of course, after harvesting the cell. All right, hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry to leave you on a nothing, but that's how it goes sometimes. Bye. Whoa!
I feel like that's going to end up going over the neighbours.
I don't think it'll go. I don't think it'll go high enough.
That's going to. I'm trying to get it. Oh no. It's going to be very confused now. I'm trying to trick it to go the other way.